Hello. Let me know if you can see me and hear me. Super. Hi, everyone. There's usually a slight lag on live stream on YouTube, so apologies for the wait. And if you're asking me questions in the live chat, which I hope you do, if I don't answer for 20 or 30 seconds or something, or that's just why. And I will answer anyone's questions. First of all, thank you so much for being here. This is really exciting, and also just so strange to do an artist talk like this. It's very 2020. I have a Guinness, if you can see. I hope everyone else has a tipple, a tea, a water or something, Cheers to 2020. Cheers to, all of it. And thank you so much for watching the film with me. It was very surreal to sit there and watch something that I've worked on pretty much since the beginning of the pandemic. I think what I'll do is I'll just give you a little bit of a background on the film, and Aoife, I hope you're enjoying your wine. I'll give you a bit of a background on the film and how it came about and stuff. So I started. I've been shooting small little films since 2009, 2010, and I've never really done much with them other than maybe some of them I've made music videos out of, or other small little experiments. But I got really back into it during the last couple of years and had an extra kind of drive to do it at the start of the year, and began during the first lockdown filming things at home, and I put out a few things online, and that was really fun. So I decided to make this piece, which I've been thinking about making something like this for quite a long time. I have a big interest in analogue methods of working, and also digital, and the marriage of the two. And I think, in this film there is digital. There's, the digital scenes, stills from my 35mm camera, and also Super 8 film, and some polaroids as well, actually. And I just love the interplay of those mediums. I think something really interesting happens there. And yeah, I guess I started taking images at home in March, when I had, I work a full-time job. I'm constantly busy. Primarily these days I play music live, or do kind of sound collage. So it was nice to just reconnect with some visual art. And I just started filming things, and I just enjoyed it. It was therapeutic. It was fun. It was a good way to explore things I've wanted to for a long time, and it felt like the right time to do it. And I'm lucky that I know a group of exceptional filmmakers who I worked with in the last 2 years and I'm highly influenced by their methodologies and ways of making films that is very free, very intuitive, very expressive, and that was a huge influence on this work. Atusa Prohosini in particular was a huge influence, and I also was lucky enough to attend a course with Laurel Halo during the midpoint of the pandemic, and the main focus of this course was presence, being present in your current moment, which was very, very useful personally, and also brought a lot to this film, particularly the work of John Kabat-Zinn with which Laurel used in the course, and the quotes are, a lot of the quotes in the film are from that book. They're, you know, highly inspired by Buddhist meditations and that sort of thing. So yeah, and it's also inspired by, you know, people like Yoko Ono, Brian Eno, that kind of thing. You know, it's like William Basinski, that kind of vibe. I watched a lot of films over the lockdown period as well, particularly Once Again by Romina Paola was a huge influence on this. I found that a profoundly beautiful film. And Wheel of Time by Werner Herzog as well was a big influence. Yeah, so it was very enjoyable to make. It was very I viewed it as kind of a meditation, and it was incredibly stressful as well, you know. But it was kind of helpful to be stressed over like a piece of art rather than maybe all the confusion of the world at the moment. I see a question from Becky Fallon. Don't know her personally. Do you... That's a joke. She's my best friend. Do you see your work as an ode to Irish landscape, urban and suburban, coastal, etc.? It's a great question. It is... I've been thinking about this a lot lately. So much of my work is landscape and lacking people, lacking... you know, I do portraits, but not a lot. The large amount of my work is definitely an ode, as you put it beautifully, to the beauty of the natural world. And I also have a obsession with derelict spaces, spaces in decay, abandoned spaces, particularly spaces that are, I think, would you call it permaculture? I'm not sure. Becky, you would know more about this than me. The kind of, you know, creeping of nature into the urban space and stuff, and also just the historical fragments of spaces I find really, really beautiful. Yeah. Question from Mona. Hi, Mona. Katie, the film is surreal and gorgeous. Thank you, Mona. I can't explain it exactly. Maybe it was my own headspace this evening, but watching it was simply cathartic. I'm so happy to hear that, Mona. I'm a big fan of your work too. I actually have one of your prints on my mantelpiece behind me. Like, I've been in mourning and these images and sounds allowed me to process that or something. That's so nice. Thanks, Mona, for sharing that. Definitely a lot of this work for me was just, you know, processing this year and many other personal things as well, you know. Aoife, how did your surrounding nature impact the soundtrack? Great question. Thanks, Aoife. Hugely, massively. I Must give a shout out to the amazing Bridget Bardont, who Eva and I did a fantastic course with, actually, also over the Bridget Bardot. Oh, sorry, being her nom de plume. She's Crystal Jacks, a Canadian experimental artist. Eva and I love. We did a course with her that was all about embracing limitations, which was absolutely perfect for this time. And everything you hear on the soundtrack is made within my 5 kilometer limit, and it's a lot of it is like stuff around me, like what comes to mind because of Aoife's question is being on a walk with Aoife and just like crunching loads of leaves in my hands and recording them on my Zoom. And there's a track that it kind of sounds almost like it's like a gate or a steel fence I found in a park, and I was like banging on it. That is another piece. So basically everything around me, like, it's all field recordings. The only track that really is completely instrumental, as in, you know, made with at home with instruments, is the final song you heard on the ending of the film, basically. So yeah, hugely. I'm very into field recording and also using those recordings as MIDI, you know, to create a new instrument, which is really fun. Yeah, I also... Owen Holland says I should have brought booze to this. Yes, Owen, you should have. There's still time. What time is it? It's 9:15. Owen, get thee to the off license. Come on. We'll still be here for a while. There's a listening party. There's plenty of time. What's everyone drinking? Aoife said she's wine. Mona has mulled wine, which is very on brand for Mona. I love it. Owen Holland says, I enjoyed the atmosphere. What would you say about the title? Does that come first or later? Cool question, Owen. So the title, actually, I struggle with titles. I think everyone does. I originally wanted to call this Flower Through Concrete, or something similar to that. I can't remember exactly what I wanted to call it. Flower Coming Up Through the Concrete, I think. Because there's a shot of like a weed coming up through the concrete, and I love that. But then Lana Del Rey released a poetry book called Violet Bent Backwards Over the Grass, and I felt like it would be way too similar. Love Lana Del Rey, by the way. No hatred to Lana. You know, God love her. She's done some questionable things recently, but look, I respect her. So that was scrapped. And I was racking my brains for a title then. I was thinking of calling it something like The Green Tapes, The Green Earth Tapes, or Message Tape or something, but none of that felt right. And then it just... Message Green just came to me. It's like, you know, I mean, when I think of that, I do think of like Brian Eno, you know, green. Like I have a film Instagram where I post all my analog stuff, and I have like a small series there called Green World, where I post these little photos of green, beautiful green things that I find in these stark places. And I don't know, maybe it's just this idea of, you know, like nature is always trying to, and will always be speaking, no matter how much you try clean things up and make them capitalist and ordered and you know, civilized. We can't escape the fact that we're actually animals. So yeah, title, sometimes I have a title for something, you know, and like literally a whole body of work will come from a phrase, but this was not the case with this. The starting point for this was actually two things. One, seeing my housemate Sophia, who was featured we canoed out to an island, believe it or not, and I saw her on her own gazing out into the Irish landscape, and it was just profoundly beautiful. Just seeing someone lost in their own thoughts and enjoying nature, and also the image of the flower in the concrete. It just I love that. So let me see, I've got some more questions here. Thank you everyone for all the questions. I appreciate it. Aoife, what was your favorite part of making it? Just slowing down the like relentless march of the everyday, and appreciating like a stream of light or something beautiful, and having to change my pace, and also getting to spend time with people who I made it with as well. Mona, how do you make such lovely field recordings without really good question, Mona. It's an industry secret. No, I'm just kidding. For years my field recordings were destroyed by the wind. I kind of embrace that in some of them. You know, a lot of what you're hearing actually is wind or like me fumbling or something. But I bought a very handy thing called, it's a horrible name, it's called a dead cat, but it's a thing that you put on your Zoom. It's basically just a big furry cover. If you don't have one of them, just put a sock over it. It dampens the wind down. Highly recommend. Essential for Irish field recording. David Burns drinking a Smittix, good man. I love to hear it. Becky, Lana getting in Delaway. Beautiful, thank you. Craig Cox, wondering about your approach to editing. How did you balance intuition versus an overall arc? Did you have the structure forming as you collected sounds, images, or wait until you had it all? So editing is really, really important for me. It's like generally where the actual story, narrative or non-narrative, whatever, comes together. You know, often I just kind of shoot things that catch my eye. Sometimes, like there was a scene in a good few scenes in this that were planned, but oftenly I shoot very intuitively, and the editing is where I actually see what I'm doing, you know. So there is a bit of a struggle there, because sometimes I'll realize that I need to reshoot something, or something isn't going to work. And you know, there was actually a extremely beautiful shot with Aoife that I had to cut because it just, for various reasons, nothing to do with Aoife, she was fantastic, but it's as a heartbreaking thing, you know. And there was things the text was extremely difficult. I know it looks very simple, but I had to reshoot that many times as well, probably because my handwriting is a disgrace. But I also, you know, I don't have any kind of fancy equipment at all, you know. Everything was very use what you have and that kind of thing. Obviously very grateful for getting some funding from the Arts Council and Fingal, but which it wouldn't have been possible without that at all. But yeah, I definitely had to do a few, you know, it changed a lot. It changed quite a lot, and that was torturous and pleasurable at the same time. Stephen's drinking Sidona. That's excellent. I love Sidona. I think Tupac had a Rose That Grew From Concrete track on one of his albums. Whoa, that's pretty cool. That's great. I love Tupac. Big influence on Child, Katie. Aoife, it's because I broke the camera. No, Aoife, not at all. It's because I did not bring my tripod because it was the hottest day of the year. Top tip, always bring a tripod. Yeah, I thought as well, I don't know if people, thank you for all these amazing questions. If people have any more, please pop them in. I won't ramble on too much longer. I'll try finish this off by maybe 9. And if people want to hang around to listen, they can. If they don't want to, obviously that's okay too. Yeah, I thought I would just talk about some of the influences. Oh, also, I have these. I don't know, hopefully you can see. I'm surprised no one's asked about these. But yeah, I have some books that I was highly influenced by. Yoko Ono's Grapefruit, which was a present from my dear, dear friend Kira Burke, who is a wonderful artist also, amazing photographer. Yoko's small musings in this, and her just relentless optimism and love of life was a huge influence on the leaflet, which hopefully you might order. Some people have. I think there's some meditations on the leaflet, and also as I mentioned, I did the course with Laurel Halo, and she was heavily into Tao Te Ching, the way, and a lot of Buddhist references, John Kabat-Zinn, as I mentioned, which was really, really helpful for me throughout this. And also one for the book club, Charlie Kaufman, wonderful, wonderful writer, hugely influential on me for many, many years. This is a behemoth of a 800-page book, which was massively influential on the film. His idea of other worlds, being in other people's brains, and it's just his madness was a huge influence. Meta references too, yeah, I think we have some more questions here. Let's see. David Connaughton, which part did you find most stimulating, the visual or the audio? Ooh, that is such a hard question for me, because I don't consider myself a musician. I'm an artist who uses audio, and although music is extremely dear to my heart, and I kind of have this identity crisis constantly where I'm like, am I a musician, am I an artist, am I both, am I this, am I that? So they're both of those things are my biggest loves. So, you know, artistically, so I couldn't answer that. There's two parts of my soul that are married. Stephen, thank you so much. Thank you, Mona. I will send you book recommendations, definitely. Aoife, where can people get the soundtrack and meditation leaflet? That is available from my Bandcamp. I will actually, it should be in the link in the text below this. Everything is on messagegreen.com/watch. Everything is there, so you'll be able to find it. Thanks, Aoife. Up the Book Club, Becky Indeed. Sorry, I can't tell you what book club is. It's a secret society. It's a joke. Sorry, lame joke. Yeah, so it's 5 to 9 now. I wonder maybe if anyone has one more question or a couple more questions, I'm happy to answer, but I don't really want to just rattle on for ages. I was thinking I might just, I have some of my bells here. I might just read a very short little thing from some of the books, and then I will post a link to the listening party. The album is under 30 minutes, so I think what I'll do is I'll just post the link here, and I'll turn off the camera. We can listen if we want, and people can post comments or just chat if they want and hang out. And yeah, so thank you again, everyone, for watching. I really, really appreciate it. I know Friday night is it's tiring, and it's been a long year of streams and Zooms, and it's, you know, it means a lot to me, so thank you, and I'm looking forward to seeing you all in 2021. Earth Peace by Yoko Ono. The earth is like your mate. You've abused and ignored. Ask to be forgiven. Tell the earth how much you care. Tell the earth how beautiful she is. Tell the earth you love her. Sound Piece 2 by Yoko Ono. Listen to your breathing. Listen to your child breathing. Listen to your friend breathing. Keep listening. This is from Ursula Le Guin's translation of Tao Te Ching by Lao Tzu. Useful emptiness. Heaven and earth aren't humane. To them, the 10,000 things are straw dogs. Wise souls aren't humane. To them, the 100 families are straw dogs. Heaven and earth act as a bellows. Empty yet structured, it moves, inexhaustibly giving. Techniques. Can you keep your soul in its body? Hold fast to the one, and so learn to be whole? Can you center your energy to be soft, tender, to learn to be a baby? Can you keep the deep water still and clear, so it reflects without blurring? Can you love people and run things, and do so by not doing? Opening, closing the gate of heaven. Can you be like a bird with her nestlings, piercing bright through the cosmos? Can you know by not knowing? To give birth, to nourish, to bear and not to own, to act and not lay claim, to lead and not to rule. This is mysterious power. Super. Okay, I am going to post the link to the listening party now in the chat box, and people can listen if they fancy and post and chat or whatever they fancy. So thank you again, everyone, for watching and being here. Really, really appreciate it. And just in case you don't have that link, it's also in the Facebook event page. It is also on the message green page. Oh wait, no, it's not on the message green page, but it's on the original YouTube link, which is on the message green page. And yeah, I'm going to press play at 9:05, literally 9:05 on the dot, and I'll start listening, and if everyone else wants to do that. Yeah, thank you everyone. Have a really nice evening. Take care. Hopefully see you soon.